This is the Redkey MGC500, and it made my lawn care feel like a background task. I said it once, and most weeks I just glance at my phone, sip a coffee, and watch the grass quietly take care of itself. I put it firmly in the robot lawn mower category, and it is best for people who hate pushing a mower, have a medium-sized yard, and want a tool that does the job without babysitting. If you have kids, pets, or a sloped lawn, and you can give the setup a little patience on day one, this thing makes a strong case for itself. The design is straightforward in a good way. It is modern and compact, about the size of a carry-on suitcase, and light enough that I can lift and move it without straining. The shell is an ash-gray plastic that feels sturdy, not flimsy. The controls are tucked under a protective cover, so rain and dust are not an issue, and the whole body shrugs off a hose rinse without any drama. The wheels have a chunky tread that actually matters when the grass is damp or when it hits a slope. The docking station is low profile and easy to hide near a fence. Inside the box I found the mower, the dock, a spool of boundary wire, a pile of pegs and long screws, a low voltage cable, and a simple cardboard ruler that ended up being more useful than I expected for measuring how far to place the wire from edges. My setup took me a couple of hours, most of that laying the boundary wire. I have tried other robot mowers, and the wire part is always the moment where you ask yourself why you started this project. With this one, the instruction manual is clear, and the on-screen error messages make it easy to fix mistakes before they become headaches. I used the Redkey mobile application the whole time. It walks you through each step and keeps things moving. I laid the wire around my front yard, looped around a couple of flower beds, and anchored it with the included pegs. My ground is a mix of soil and small rocks, and I did snap a few pegs, so I switched to pre-poking holes with a screwdriver, which helped a lot. Once the wire went down, the daily experience flipped from project to routine. I set a schedule in the application, chose a mowing height, and let it go. The battery gives me around 70 minutes of mowing per run. When it dips to around 15%, it heads back to the dock, recharges to about 90%, and then quietly returns to finish the job. I like that I do not have to think about it. I even forgot it was running one morning until I realized the yard looked freshly maintained. What really matters is the cut and the coverage. The Redkey moves in a systematic row-by-row pattern. I can choose a parallel or a perpendicular pattern, and alternating them keeps the lawn from developing that patchy look. Corners and edges near the boundary wire are handled well, though like every robot mower I have used, I still take a quick trimmer to the fence line and tight edges every couple of weeks. On slopes, the two-wheel drive and the grippy tires just dig in and go. My backyard has a few hilly sections. Other mowers slip there, but this handled everything. I have up to about a 45% incline without sliding or stalling. It is not fast and it is not trying to be. It is steady, and the result is even. Safety is baked into the way it behaves, which matters when kids and pets are in the picture. The collision sensors are sensitive in the right way. I tested it by stepping into its path, and it stopped and backed up without nudging my foot. It does the same thing with toys and garden tools that get left out. There is a numerical code lock to keep curious hands from changing settings, and there is built-in location tracking using satellites, plus an audible alarm. I hope I never need those last two, but they are the kind of features that make me feel better about leaving it outside. I ran it through a few real-life scenarios. On a week with spotty rain, I had it working while the sky was misting, and the body and the controls were unfazed. The sound is a soft hum, way quieter than a gas mower, so I let it run early in the morning without feeling like a bad neighbor. After a week where the grass grew thick, the first pass took a little longer and left a few standing blades near the edges. The second scheduled pass later in the week evened things out. That is the trick with robot mowers. Frequent light cuts beat occasional heavy cuts. The clippings are fine enough that they disappear into the lawn and feed it, so I do not bag anything. Cleaning the unit is as simple as tipping it and rinsing the underside. I do not have to baby it, and that is my favorite kind of maintenance. One moment that really sold me happened when my dog discovered the boundary wire. He did not eat it, but he nicked it near a flower bed. The mower stopped, and the application actually helped me locate where the break was. It narrowed down the area, I made a quick splice, and I was back in business in minutes instead of crawling the entire perimeter. For a new user, that level of guidance takes away a lot of the intimidation. The application control is thoughtful overall. I can tweak the height, choose patterns, set schedules, and check status without going outside. The map view is helpful for seeing where it has been. I have noticed that if my home wireless network is weak in the backyard, live updates lag or a finished notification arrives late. When that happens, I just take a quick look out the window. It is not a deal breaker for me, but it is something to be aware of if your router does not reach the yard. I want to talk about a specific use case that matters to me as a parent. Saturday afternoons are usually chaotic with soccer practice and a grocery run. I set the Redkey to mow the front yard in the early morning on weekdays and the backyard on weekend mornings. The slow and quiet pass in the morning means the lawn looks fresh when we come back in the afternoon, and the kids can run around without stepping through clumps of cut grass. If a ball is left on the grass, the mower bumps it, backs up, and roots around it. If it rains when it is scheduled, I just push the next schedule in the application and move on. It is the kind of automation that makes the rest of the day feel lighter. There are some quirks. The initial wire layout is a real project, especially if you have lots of beds and irregular curves. Take your time and use that cardboard ruler, because the more precise you are at the edges, the less trimming you will do later. The pegs are fine for normal soil, but in really hard ground I needed to pre-drill holes. The mower is quiet, but it is not silent. If you are extremely sensitive to sound at dawn, you might prefer to schedule it a little later. And as I mentioned, if your backyard has a weak wireless signal, the application can lag on status updates. None of these have made me second-guess the choice, but they are worth sharing so you know what to expect. The strengths are what make me keep it on the dock and forget about it. The automatic charging and resume behavior feels truly hands-off. The guided patterns cut evenly and reduce missed strips. The safety behavior is trustworthy around kids and pets. The build is tough enough for real yard life, and being able to rinse it without worry is great. The app guided repair when the boundary wire was damaged turned a headache into a quick fix. The runtime is long enough for my front yard in a single pass. And the dock and return system means larger spaces get done over a couple of cycles without me lifting a finger. If you are tired of spending your free time pushing a mower, the Redkey MGC500 fits the set it and forget it mindset. It shines on medium-sized lawns up to about 1 1/8 of an acre. It handles slopes better than most, and it is particularly friendly to homes with kids and pets thanks to the sensors and the lock. If you love perfect stripes or you landscape frequently, a robot mower may test your patience with boundary adjustments. If you can commit to a careful setup and you want consistent, quiet maintenance without fuss, this is a strong pick. I have been impressed by how little I think about mowing now. I schedule it, it does the work, and I get my weekends back. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.